right. We are on the last day of weird little notes in math intervention. Next week is going to be a lot of practice based on what you learn. But today is the area of composite figures, or the area of compound figures. This is where you have shapes that are multiple shapes put together. We're going to do examples 1 and 2 together in these notes. And then 3, 4, and 5, you are going to be doing on your own. So if we want to review a little bit of what we have learned this week, we've learned that 1, our area of rectangles, squares, and parallelograms all have the area of base times height. So that's for parallelograms, rectangles, and squares. Areas for triangles is 1/2 times your base times your height. All right, so compound figures, or you have multiple figures, multiple shapes combined together that you have to find the area of. You're going to have to break down your different shapes. So for example, with number 1, we're going to split this actually into 3 different shapes. Because of this compound figure, we don't know how to find the area of this house-looking shape. I just can't remember what a 5-sided shape is called right now off the top of my head. Having a brain fart. So we have a triangle here that they've already kind of outlined for us. We are then going to cut our bottom shape into 2. So we have a rectangle now and a second triangle. We got to find the area of all 3 pieces, then add them together to find the total area. All right, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to use different colors of my marker to show in the notes which area we're talking about. So the first one, let's do a nice little gold color. We're going to be talking about this top triangle. So our top triangle, we know that the area of a triangle is 1/2 times your base times your height. And on your paper, I did leave you lots of room to show your work. All right, so we know that our base is 16 for this triangle. We know our height, the vertical from the highest point straight down, is going to be 8. Tells us right there. So our area is 1/2 times 16 times 8. Well, we know that 1/2 times 16, I'm going to draw it right here, is going to be 8. Multiply by 8 since we haven't used it yet. So our area of that top triangle is 64. Okay, so we found that. Let's go ahead and do our next one in green. There we go. Our rectangle, we are going to go ahead and label as my green shape right here. We know the area of a rectangle is just base times height. Nice and easy. We know that our base is 16. We know that our height is 8. So our area is going to be simply 16 times 8. You could go ahead and do an area model. You can use a calculator if you have one. I'm just going to do a calculator for the sake of time. We have an area of 128. All right, time to do our second triangle. Let's make it blue. All right, our second triangle here. So it looks as if it's going to be the exact same as the top one, and in fact it is because our measurements are the same. Our base is 16 and our height is 8. But your math book always likes to draw things the same size, and they're not actually the same size. So just get in the habit, make it good practice, that unless something is for sure the same size, like it is notated or written down that it's the same size, get in the habit of just practicing showing all of your work. I know it's a little repetitive, but just get in that habit. So the area of our third triangle is 1/2 times base times height. We're going to have 1/2 times your base of 16 times your height of 8. 1/2 of 16 is 8. 8 times 8 is 64. Now we can go ahead and add up all 3 of our areas. So we are going to make it black. We're going to go ahead and add up 64 here, the 128, and the 64. Okay. Some of you might have noticed that your 2 triangles, when you put them together, they equal the area of the rectangle. If you understood that, you can add it that way, but we're just going to go ahead and add this way. So 4 plus 8 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. We have our 6, carry our 1. We're going to have 6 plus 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 6 is 15. 5, carry your 1. 256 is going to be the area of this entire shape. 256 feet squared is your area. So it's going to be a lot of work to solve out these compound shapes. It really is a lot of work. But you just got to step by step by step. All right, I'm going to go ahead and draw a little line here. All right, let's do number 2. And of course, pause if you need. All right, let's pick a nice teal color. So for this shape on number 2, we have to split it up into 3 compound shapes. There's multiple ways you could split this up. Whichever way you see the compound shape being able to be broken down is totally fine. I see a square, a little itty bitty square, and then a second larger square on the right side. All right, so this will be my teal shape. It's a square, so my area is a base times a height. My area is, my base here is the same as my base up top is 12, times my height. Notice it doesn't tell you the height on this side, but it tells you the height over here. So 12 times 12. Our area of that square is 144. My little teeny weeny square right in the middle here is another square where my area is base times height. My base is going to be 4. My height is going to be 4. Therefore, my area is 4 times 4, which gives you 16. Like I said in the last problem, it appears that these 2 squares are the exact same size, and indeed that they are, but for the sake of it, get in the habit of solving out every single shape on your compound figures. So, on my pink square, we're going to have base times height again. Our base is 12, and our height is 12. Therefore, our area is going to be another 144. All right, last step is to go ahead and add these all together. Pause if you need to, or if I'm going too fast, feel free to rewatch. We're going to go ahead and add up area of our blue square, 144. Area of our teeny weeny little square, 16. Area of our pink square, 144. All right. 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 4 is 14, carry your 1. 4 and 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 4 is 10, 0, carry your 1. So we have 304 as our total area. So 304 meters squared is area for compound shape number 2. Okay? So pause if needed. As you continue down this page, there are 3 compound shapes. Notice that your one for number 3 is a rectangle and a triangle. Number 4 is 2 rectangles. Number 5 is a parallelogram and a triangle. All right. Ask Dr. Ivanoff if you need any help. She'll be around to help you. Kind of working with compound figures and reviewing all that we've learned this week. Good luck.